Hey, what's up, fam? The first images for the new series by Hiro Mashima is coming out. It's had come out. So before the news came out, we got a little bit of some images displayed. I was able to translate two of them pretty well. You get a little bit of this character. It looks like it's going to have a kind of a magic mech type feel to this series. You see a lot of robots and um, a lot of technology being placed. The main character's first attack, I will say that the way that I was able to try and translate it as is he calls it heavy fist. I wonder if he's maybe if he's like a cyborg or maybe a technopath. Um, well, obviously time will tell. I want to talk about the kind of the possibilities that this could go, as well as some of the designs. Like we got this really cool robot, like this big robotic dragon. Looks like Machine wants to keep up some cool dragons in it, keep up some more interesting designs. I think the series is going to be good. He hasn't done really anything with more technology based stuff. We had Rave Master, which was more about magic items, more about trinkets and how to use them. Fairy Tale was they had magic items, but it was for the most part it's more about casters. It was more about battle mages, whereas with Rave Master it was more like you had a lot more martial art style and swordsmanship, and then you had more spellcasters. Now looks like we're gonna have more weaponized like tech, maybe even magic tech kind of things. And what's funny is we actually got a not much of a spoiler, but maybe where Mashima kind of put in a little hint at where the series could go, and why I think this could be a sequel. All right, this could be maybe a sequel to Fairy Tale, and not just a brand new one. Is which I don't remember which chapter it was off the top of my head. Oh, it was 330. All right, 330. It's called Zirconis' Magic, Zilconis. I don't remember his official translation. I'm gonna slip this into the slideshow really quick as it's going, but it talked about Fairy Tale in space, and obviously it was like maybe maybe we're not, blah blah, like kind of joking. And you see, like, and if you even look at if you look at the little robot with Happy's wings, the little spaceship off on the side, it should, I don't know if it already passed in this OBS recording yet, but it'll show it. It's up on the top right. Looks like Happy, and it's the same wing design as the kind of like dragon spaceship we saw in the spoiler pictures. And maybe this was literally more than 3 years ago. This was a 330, which I think that was more than that. I think that was 6 years ago. 330, yeah, chapter 330. That had to, because Fairy Tale ended in last year, and so it'd be 4 years before that. So yeah, 5 or 6 years, and then you got this, and then maybe this is where he kind of already had the idea of, yeah. Even if you look at that, I'm looking at the side by side right now. The wings look the same. Even like the under pattern kind of looks the same. So it's I think it's gonna be really cool to see where he takes this idea of more space stuff. And I don't know if this is true. This is just something oh yeah, in this other picture, I just moved a little bit while recording this. I believe he says something about like, I'm guessing he's pissed because somebody made someone else cry. It looks like he's saying like, because you made her shed those tears, or something along those lines. This one was a little bit harder to translate because it was a little bit more blurry versus the one where he's using his attack name. So as you can see, obviously, like we're looking at right now, it's the top right with the Happy spaceship, and then the dragon spaceship. Anyway, somebody recently was talking about how Mashima at a con was saying how he wants to combine his works into one storyline, or not one story, one universe, kind of like how DC and Marvel have all these things that are just, the only difference is they're in a multiverse, and they could visit each other through crossing universes and dimensions, finding tears in reality. or they already had that with Daedalus. Fairy Tail already has the whole idea of that there is a multiverse. We only know uh, two. We only know the Daedalus and then the Earthland versions, but we also have different timelines as we've seen. As he has a, I think it'd be really smart for him to do to set it up to where Fairy Tail, it'd be the probably called the Hero verse or the Mashima verse of all these series connected, and it'd be good because then he could kind of do like what Marvel and DC have. It's he could have some new writer or a new comic or new writer, new manga creator, and maybe that they haven't really gotten to the industry yet. Maybe they've only done a couple small series, and they want to figure out where they go from there. And the stuff that they've only done a couple things. They've done very low key stuff, and then they could try and get into doing a Fairy Tail spinoff, whether it be a new character or they're like, hey, there's a character that people like, but we never really made a backstory. Someone, I'm thinking off the top of my head, a cool character, Rufus from Sabretooth. He had cool powers, he had a cool design. You don't know anything really about him as a person, about his backstory, and you could say, hey, yeah, as long as you don't do anything to really fuck up the storyline, because I know Hiro Mashima for all this other spin-offs, he adminned all of them. That's why they're all considered canon. He looked over them, he said this all fits, and that's good. He could do the same thing with if they had a Hiro Mashima versus you have new manga artist and writer Magoo. It's like he's only done two short series, like two 25 chapter series and some low magazine, but then he gets on something like a Fairy Tail spinoff. He reads it, people do it, he does it, people like it, they're like, yeah, this is pretty good, and then continues and continues, and then eventually like, all right, I'm gonna go my own separate way and try and do my own comic now. I want to do my own manga. And then people will say, when they see like, hey, so and so has a brand new manga coming out called this and this, and it's about these things, they'd say, I really liked that guy on this run about Rufus's backstory or anything of he had a cool character development, he had cool fights, he had cool character designs, and they're gonna follow him. I think there's a lot of potential here, and I want them to do more sequels with when they do more series, kind of like how with Naruto did Burrito. I'm not saying Boruto, it's Burrito. And then we have Dragon Ball Super, and then I think they want to start doing Dragon Ball spin-offs where it takes, maybe they could do one where it's centered around Kaba or Kale or Khalifa or whatever her name is. I don't remember that one off the top of my head how to pronounce her name, but expand more, and then so you would have your own line of something, kind of like what Marvel had, DC has, and I think that would build your fan base and build the profit really to a larger degree, because when people like something, they'll buy a lot of it. Like if for instance is the for those who read the comic books for Power Rangers comic books are really good, people really like them, and so when they do spin-offs, the people who are like, I really like the main series and I really like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the comic, so then they're like, oh, I'm gonna pick up this Go-Go Power Rangers comic, I'm gonna pick up the annual, I'm gonna pick up this upcoming Power Rangers Soul of the Dragon graphic novel, stuff like that. And it's gonna be, it has a lot of potential with what Hiro Mashima might be planning. The dude's a workhorse. I know he's doing Eden Zero, he's doing a Fairy Tail spinoff, he's doing a Fairy Tail sequel, and he's going to be directing the anime. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out by him. The dude is an absolute trooper. He's a truck of hard work and quality. I don't give a shit what anybody has to say about the series. I like the series. Does it have faults? Does it have its flaws? Yeah, in Find Me series it doesn't have some flaws, but I really like the overall characters. I like the plot. I like a lot of the choreographed fights. I like a lot of the character interactions. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed this series a lot, and I'm hoping Eden Zero is good. I'm looking forward to it. And it comes out 5 days. Comes out on what's today? Today is Friday, so it comes out next Wednesday. But it's probably going to come out. People are going to end up having it translated within the next few days because we already have spoiler pictures. We're probably going to have a full raw out soon. I'm probably going to have to translate that and put it online. But I will say this, though. I know Hiro Mashima just said in a tweet recently as though he's putting out this new series that he wants people to read it legally. I am going to read whichever one comes out first, which will probably be illegal. Probably be some online raw that gets translated. But I want you to know, I'm also going to buy. I'm going to buy whatever I have to for the single issues that come out. Kind of like how you can get Weekly Shonen Jump digitally on Amazon for $1, and then you could read all the stuff that came out Weekly Shonen Jump. I'm going to do the same thing with Fairy Tail, and I think it'll be on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the Crunchyroll. I already pay for Crunchyroll, so I should be able to read it there too. But I'm also going to buy the volumes when it comes out. You know, when I read a lot of manga for free online, but the ones that I like, and I say like I enjoyed this, I'm going to support them. I own every single Fairy Tail volume. I own all the current Black Clover volumes out. I have a bunch of manga. The only reason I don't have like all of Berserk and all of Yu-Gi-Oh and all of things like Soul Eater or what's another one, or of like Vinland Saga, is because I don't have enough space right now, because like I just don't have a big enough amount of storage right now. I want to get a bigger bookshelf soon so I could put everything on there, and then I could buy a lot more. That's the same thing right now I have in comics, is that I have to limit to be very specific to what I buy. But when I'm able to get past that, I'll be able to buy a lot more. So I'm saying is, you know, when you like something and you like the series, you know, give it some attention, give it the proper money that it deserves by you reading it and enjoying it. I'm hoping they do the same thing with Eden Zero. I'm looking forward to Eden Zero. The designs already look really cool. Hiro Mashima is my guy. He's my favorite mangaka. I don't even remember if I'm using that word right, but you know, manga creator. I think he's really good. I really like his designs. I really like his character style, and you know, all the stuff that he kind of puts out. Plus, he really cares about the fans, which is a huge plus. There aren't a lot of people in comics, especially when you count American comics, that are as vocally appreciative of their fans. Appreciate. I'm fucking up this word. As openly happy with the fact that they have the fans, very appreciative of them, as Hiro Mashima. And so yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna keep covering more news coming out about it within the next few days, especially when the full Raw comes out. And I hope you check out my other videos. I just put up one of Runaways number 10, and that was god awful terrible. Like, the Runaways is a terrible series right now. It's trash. But I also did one on the new chapter of My Hero Academia, the new chapter of Black Clover. A little bit bummed out that they didn't have One Piece, because One Piece is good right now, and that's coming from me, somebody who usually like doesn't have anything positive to say about One Piece. It's doing good right now. But yeah, so thank you very much. Subscribe to me if you think I earned it. You know, like, favorite, subscribe. Drop some comments below on what you think about Eden Zero so far. I know people have been complaining about the designs, but we don't know if this is actually a sequel, or if this is that might actually be like one of the things people are complaining about is, like, on the poster that showed a bunch of characters, is there was a chick that looked like Urza. That might be her. We don't know. It could be in the future. It could be somehow she got lost in one of these other universes, like maybe trying to get to Edelus. It might be Urza Nightwalker, that she was trying to get to Earthland and she got fucked up and somehow ended up in this universe with all the space stuff. We don't know. We'll find out. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're looking forward to it, and I hope you have a good Friday and a good weekend. I'll keep you posted anytime that new stuff comes out for this. I'll do a video kind of speculating. This was just an overall one. You know, the main character so far looks cool. I like his I like what he kind of is leading up to, and I think I will say this right now, that I'm gonna before I forget, is I think he's gonna have a power up fighting mode. I think that's what's gonna be his thing. I think it's gonna be really cool, and it's gonna look kind of like he's gonna have like a interchangeable weapons like Wall 8 from the Spriggan 12, and I really liked him. I thought his design was cool. Maybe that's where he also got the ideas. He liked doing his character. But anyway, yeah, like, favorite, subscribe, drop some comments below on this whole thing, and I hope you have a great weekend. So thank you very much. Bye.